Yes, it is time for Bible Stories with Lebob. That is me, Lebob. Now, what story shall we tell? I shall tell you the story of David and Goliath. Yes, it's a classic. Little guy takes out big guy with a rock. It's just full of such inspiration. So, David was a shepherd. All good stories should start out that way. David was a shepherd. He was a shepherd boy in his father's fields, taking care of his father's sheep with his brothers. Yes. But we won't worry about him right now. Right now, we shall go to the armies of the Israelites and the Philistines, which have encamped themselves on two mountains. Two mountains, yes. Now, one of the armies was on this mountain, then there was a valley. They go down in the valley, and they come back up onto the mountain, and here's the Israelites. Very good defensive positions for both armies, I might add. It would be very difficult for anyone to come from this army to that army to actually fight. Yeah. So it was a rather interesting time of warfare. So mostly what they were doing was they were just yelling at each other. It was kind of the custom in their day. They would just stand back and they would just yell. So the insults are flying back and forth, and this guy starts crying because his low self-esteem and it's just getting to him. That's why you're not supposed to insult people. It makes them cry. You don't want to make people cry. Okay? Good. Now, from the hillside of the Philistines came a champion. Most people say giant. He was a giant, but the actual word that comes in translation better there is champion. So, there came a great champion from the Philistines, and he said to the Israelites, I shall tell you what he said. Yo, Israelites. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Right there. What for are we coming out here with our large armies to fight? Why should there be such bloodshed on this day? This is how he sounded, you see. It's just the way the giant lummoxing champions talk. Right. Anyway, back we go. And I say, one of you should come down here and fight me. And if he wins, if your great mighty champion can slay me, we will be y'all's servants. But if the slight off chance that I win, you'll be our servants. Sound good? And this was the Israelites' reply. Oh no! And they all run away and hide. Yes, mighty men of valor these are. Remind me of Gideon. We'll have to go into that again sometime. But anyway. So, the Israelites are hiding, the Philistines are laughing, and Goliath is going, oh, just like that. And, are you paying attention? You better be paying attention. There could be a quiz. There could be a quiz on this. Wow! Oh, see? You weren't paying attention. Right. So, enter David. But not quite yet. First, we have to go to David's father, Jesse. Now, Jesse decides he's worried about his boys. So he sends little David to the battlefield with cheese. 10 different kinds of cheese. Oh, such a feast they will have with the cheese. Yes. So, David comes riding in through the battlefield with his cheese. And he finds his brothers hiding like little tiny men. Tiny, tiny men. That's what they are. So, he asks them basically, why are they hiding? And his brother says, shh. Ooh, hey, is that cheese? And that's what happens there. But about this time, Goliath comes out and issues another challenge to the Israelites. And as usual, the Israelites are hiding But Goliath gives his challenge anyway. You heard it before. It's basically the same thing, you know. It's the, fight me. That's basically what's going on. And David hears it. He hears the challenge and hears the giant mocking the Israelites and mocking God. Ha! The nerve. But anyway, and David says, "What you letting that fool talk like that for?" Because that's how he talks. That's how David does. Because he's just a little guy. You know, he doesn't know. So he goes to Saul. And he says to Saul, "Hey, I'll take out that fool. He's not so tough." And then Saul falls off his throne, laughing hysterically at the little child who wants to take out Goliath. But he doesn't have a better idea, so he gives David his armor. But of course, Saul is a big man, David's a little guy. It doesn't work. So David goes out to the battlefield with stones and his sling. And Goliath sees David and he says, "Oh, ha, 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 ha. Am I a dog that you come at me with sticks?" And David says, "What you talking about, fool? You come at me with a spear and a sword, yeah? Well, I come at you in the name of the Lord." Oh. So David, while he was getting into his Pentecostal revival, Goliath comes at him. Now, I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking now. David is pancake. But no. David whips out his sling and he starts spinning it around and round and round, and he slings it right at Goliath. And the stone whacks Goliath right on the head. Right there. And Goliath goes, "Oh, oh," and he falls down splat. There. And David does a victory dance like this. So, just because you are small, just because you are young, just because you can't really do all that great of things in your own eyes, you can slay giants. Because God is with you. The God of all creation is with you. He's on your side. He's rooting for you. And he will smack the giant in the back of the head as your rock hits its forehead, and it just smashes and the giant goes, "Oh," and falls down because God is with you. Yes, all right. Join me again later for another Bible story with LeBub. Farewell.